Recently, I went to a movie with my wife, and the ticket seller asked me for my ID. I asked him why. He said, we have discount for seniors above 55 years old. Well, I'm still in my 40s. That's not a problem. Problem is now my wife wants me to go facial with her. I blame it on the 3 single windows that I have been fortunate enough to implement. Trade facilitation is hard work. And I'm really grateful for this award because it gives our team that booster that we really needed, so much so that we could move forward, because there are always so many challenges ahead. My heartfelt thank you to the committee. Now, this submission for this award is jointly done by PSA and GeTS. I will start by giving a quick introduction of both entities. Now, PSA is corporatized from the Port of Singapore Authority. Today, they run over 50-plus terminals worldwide, over 18 countries. And, well, I guess about 1 in 10 containers pass through their hands, and which is why they call themselves the world's port of call. Now, GeTS is fully owned by Crimson Logic. I believe most of you here talk about single window, knows about Crimson Logic. I can also inform you now that Crimson Logic will be running the Singapore TradeNet for the next 5 years. Crimson Logic is in turn owned by PSA, majority owned recently, 70%, and as well as Enterprise Singapore. GeTS, we are the B2B operators doing trades between, doing the trade facilitation as well as the orchestration of supply chain. But why ASEAN and China? Simple facts here, it's about 2 billion of us there, right? And it's about 6,000 billion or 600 billion of trade being done. And it's growing at a rate of 14% year on year. And for almost a decade, right, it is the largest trading partner for ASEAN. However, there remains challenges. It's rather complex, and mainly due to the disparate requirements and regulations, and very important also the disparate IT readiness. Our solution is to introduce our platform, KALISTA. It was introduced in 2018, working closely together with our parents, PSA, and mainly we develop platforms that focus on 3 areas. 1, the logistics movement. 2, the trade compliance. And then the finance and insurance. Now, we are in the business of connecting to single windows. Connecting to single windows through many means. Those that is single windows that is developed by Crimson Logic. Those that we are directly accredited to be an operator in the country, and through partners that are accredited in their country. We'll continue to expand this connectivity so that we could serve the businesses better. So, to give you an idea, on the left-hand side, you have the clearance requirement from China, export into, say, ASEAN. Today, out of our 29 nodes, 6 of them are in ASEAN. And basically, you are able to then file both the export and import declaration in 2 countries at one go, in one instance. And if you happen to transit in the 3rd country, and if filing is necessary, then you can also include that filing as well. So you could do more than 2 countries. But we realize that that's never enough. It's not enough. Trade compliance is only one piece of the entire supply chain. As such, we go on and onboard more service providers. It could be warehouse, insurers, banks, and more important, the carriers that is doing the physical movement. We are connected to the carriers directly in some cases, but very important is that we connect to the three largest cargo booking platforms, which is Intra, CargoSmart, and InfoNexus. We do not believe that we are the one and only platform. We believe in the collaborations among platforms, so much so that it is a mesh that will service our client. And ultimately, all we want to do is to be able to bring value to our stakeholders. To give you a use case, give you a good idea, what you see in the diagram in the map there, you have the manufacturing happening in the inland of China. It could be Chengdu or in Chongqing. Now, the blue line that you see is traditionally how cargo are being moved. They are being barged over the river up to Shanghai, and then they will be shipped by international carrier down to Singapore, and most likely transit over to a feeder vessel and then move over to Malaysia. And this is my use case. Now, working together with PSA, we identify, and also the government authorities, identifies alternative routes that is from Chongqing or Chengdu, taking the railway down to Qingzhou in Nanning province, okay, and then ship it down to Singapore, and then eventually feeder over to Malaysia. Now, this saves quite substantially the amount of days physically. But how about digitally? We also allow, our platform allow the booking for it to do the whole through freight arrangement. Just like if any one of you flew here via transit in anywhere, you don't have to worry about baggage. They move them around for you. So likewise, our systems allow booking by working with multiple parties, ensuring that. And very important is to be able to show that visibility as well. We are able to tell the owner it is at which station of the train, it is in the gate, it is on board the vessel, it has arrived in Singapore, and PSA helped to make the good tight connection between the international carrier and the local feeder, and then we ship it to Malaysia. Because of the Singapore and Malaysia leg is actually a short, quick leg, we actually provide an alert to our custom brokers in Malaysia, actually prior to arrival to Singapore, and we prepare the information to be shared over for their custom clearance as well. And on the other end, we don't only show the physical visibility, we also show the documents visibility, so that it's fully transparent from the operations standpoint. The second use case is e-commerce. We spoke about e-commerce. E-commerce do ship through containers as well, but there's a major difference. Traditionally, a container may have 3, 1, 5, 10 product description, but a container full of e-commerce is having product descriptions in the hundreds or the thousands. So this gives businesses a big challenge in terms of their filing. So what we have done is that we have sought out those information. If it needs some translation language like Chinese to English, we make those translations for them. And we do the transformation of the information to the destination HS classification. We also group them by government agency approval, so you don't have a declarations with one for this agency and another one for the other agency. So with that, we can help reduce the preparation of the information from about 3 days to half a day. I think ultimately it's trying to be able to achieve, to navigate, to help our customers navigate that complex compliance regulations. Of course, we can do more. And we are continue to do more. We are introducing our Hive Network, which is a network of about 3,000 companies. Predominantly, they are custom brokers as well as custom brokers or forwarders, so that you can provide businesses for discovery and looking for businesses as well. Likewise, we are also onboarding more service providers, and one very key thing is the feeder carriers and feeder service provider in ASEAN. Unlike the international carriers, the feeder service providers are usually family-owned, and they will probably be a little bit more challenged in finding a platform for their booking or moving of their cargo. And that's where we work to them closely and bring KALISTA to their business. And also, we have been using AI and will continue to use AI to improve our FTA analyzing capability, helping in terms of the route optimization. And one very key thing is the cargo delivery risk in terms of prediction, also the partner discovery. And then all I have just mentioned is the how and what. But how about the who and when? Or how about the security? So we decided that we use blockchain to address those problems. So either you are, because there's tons of data that's being shared, either you are a producer of the data or you're a consumer of data. We want to know who did it, when it was done, who has the rights, and make sure that this is also immutable and secure. Now let's look at our video. I'm sorry, I don't have a video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.